Some reunions do not need a grand announcement. Sometimes, a familiar pose, a single glance, or a seemingly ordinary photo is enough to bring millions of memories rushing back. For fans of Love in the Moonlight, the reunion of Park Bo-gum and Kim Soo-hyun after a decade is becoming one of the most talked about moments surrounding the drama's 10th anniversary. But there is an even more intriguing detail. Park Bo-gum may have quietly teased part of the concept for ELLE Korea's anniversary photoshoot days before the official images were revealed. Fans simply did not realize it at the time. The hint was hiding in plain sight. For its September special issue, ELLE Korea brought together 5 beloved stars from Love in the Moonlight: Park Bo-gum, Kim Soo-hyun, Yoon Jin-young, Choi Soo-bin, and Kwak Dong-yeon. The special photoshoot features 2 contrasting concepts: sophisticated modern formal wear and traditional hanbok. Across the images, the cast's long-standing bond is clearly visible, giving the reunion an emotional quality beyond a simple magazine shoot. Among the most eye-catching images is one of Park Bo-gum carrying Kim Soo-hyun in his arms. The pose immediately reminded fans of a behind-the-scenes moment from Love in the Moonlight, specifically the scene in which Rayon and the Crown Prince fall into a pit. What makes the connection even more fascinating is that Park Bo-gum himself had previously shared the original behind-the-scenes photo on his personal Instagram to commemorate the drama's 10th anniversary. Then came the discovery that sent fans into a frenzy. That Instagram post appeared roughly 5 days before the ELLE photoshoot was revealed. Viewed separately, the 2 events could easily be dismissed as coincidence. But when placed side by side, the similarities become difficult for fans to ignore. A familiar pose from the past had returned in a brand new setting, while Park Bo-gum had seemingly drawn attention to that very memory just days before the reunion photos were unveiled. Whether intentional or not, it became the kind of subtle spoiler that only the most devoted fans could have caught. When a fan manifestation finally came true, the reunion feels even more meaningful because fans had been hoping for it long before ELLE made it happen. Toward the end of 2025, when Kim Soo-hyun was gaining attention for Dear X, fans noticed an unexpected visual connection between her new hanbok photos and Park Bo-gum's October 2025 Harper's Bazaar pictorial. The 2 photoshoots were completely unrelated. Yet the visual harmony between them was striking enough for fans to start imagining what it would look like if the 2 actors appeared together again. From those seemingly unrelated images, a new hope began to grow. Fans wanted Park Bo-gum and Kim Soo-hyun to reunite in another drama, or at the very least appear together in a special program commemorating the 10th anniversary of Love in the Moonlight. Now, that wish has effectively come true. Instead of merely recreating the past, the 2 actors have returned together in a specially designed ELLE pictorial celebrating a milestone that remains deeply meaningful to their audience. The most interesting part is not that they still look beautiful. It is easy to view this reunion simply as a nostalgic trip back to 2016. But doing so would overlook the most fascinating aspect of the new photos. Park Bo-gum and Kim Soo-hyun are no longer the young stars audiences met a decade ago. 10 years have changed them, and that transformation gives the photoshoot a completely different emotional weight. 10 years ago, Kim Soo-hyun captivated viewers with a delicate, innocent, and almost translucent beauty. Her appearance perfectly matched Rayon, a character whose youthful energy and vulnerability became central to the drama's appeal. Today, however, Kim Soo-hyun projects something far more commanding. Her current images carry greater authority, confidence, and sharpness. If Rayon once seemed like an innocent young woman suddenly swept into the complicated world of the royal palace, Kim Soo-hyun now looks like someone who has experienced enough of life to understand exactly where she stands. One fan described her current aura as resembling a crown princess who has become sharper after enduring palace turmoil alongside the crown prince. That observation captures something important. Fans are not merely seeing Kim Soo-hyun as she is today. They are also seeing the decade-long journey between the actress they knew in 2016 and the woman standing in front of the camera now. Their chemistry has changed, and that may be the biggest story. Naturally, the biggest discussion surrounding the reunion has centered on the chemistry between Park Bo-gum and Kim Soo-hyun. Back in 2016, their appeal came from youthful charm, natural interactions, and the sweetness of first love. Rayon and the Crown Prince's relationship combined the innocence of young romance with the fantasy and elegance of a historical drama. Their chemistry felt effortless precisely because both actors were so young. 10 years later, however, that chemistry feels different. They still look remarkably natural together, but fans had described their connection as deeper and more mature than it was before. That distinction matters. This is no longer simply the chemistry between two young actors who were rising through the entertainment industry. It is the chemistry between two established stars who have spent an entire decade developing their careers, identities, and screen presence. That is why the image of Park Bo-gum carrying Kim Soo-hyun carries so much emotional significance. It is simultaneously a new photograph and a bridge between two different eras. On one side is the behind-the-scenes memory from Love in the Moonlight. On the other is the modern ELLE image of two actors who have grown dramatically since then. 10 years later, what remains is the memory. A drama may finish airing within a few months, but the memories it creates can last for decades. Love in the Moonlight belongs to the rare group of Korean dramas that audiences remember not only for its storyline, but also for its costumes, iconic scenes, behind-the-scenes moments and, above all, the chemistry between its cast members. That is why the reunion of Park Bo-gum and Kim Soo-hyun feels like more than a promotional event. It resembles a conversation between the past and the present. An old pose has been recreated. A familiar memory has been placed in a new context. And a beloved on-screen pair has stepped in front of the same kind of camera again, 10 years later. Perhaps the most fascinating detail is that Park Bo-gum may have left the first clue right in front of everyone. Fans simply needed the final piece of the puzzle before they could recognize what they had been looking at. On September 16, the special 10th anniversary program for Love in the Moonlight will officially air. At that point, the biggest question may no longer be whether Park Bo-gum and Kim Soo-hyun still have chemistry. Instead, it may be this. After 10 years, how will these two stars make audiences remember Rayon and the Crown Prince all over again? Because sometimes, the most memorable reunion is not about perfectly recreating the past. It is about seeing two people from the present stand side by side and realizing that time may have moved on, but a beautiful story can always find its way back.